Lego friends. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Blair Witch. How's it going? She says, it's good from the other room. Welcome back, everybody, for another stream. Third one this week. I can't even believe it. We're just... Welcome. Welcome. Do I do that? Is that like a thing I do? Welcome.
Sometimes it's Graham Norton, the TV show host, does it a little bit more than you, but you also do it separate. And sometimes your single welcomes sound like, God!
Happy Wednesday, Lucia.
Well, and happy birthday, if I understand
yes,
correctly.
I don't think it's actually. She
No?
said, is it my birthday? Why are you streaming it? It's not actually your birthday, right? Because if it is, I owe you a birthday song.
Oh,
Happy
see,
Wednesday.
I thought it was, it's my birthday, why are you streaming? And I was just like,
No.
we can take like a stat holiday for comp.
No. I don't think that's what's happening here. If I'm not mistaken, it's not actually your birthday, correct? Correct? I hope so.
Ooh, look at that sexy tie bomber.
I like your birthday.
I mean, based on the fact that the HW doesn't have a whole bunch of happy birthdays in the general channel, I'm gonna say I'm full of shit.
Today we're building Lego, and it's been so long since I had a new Lego set to build. Oh my gosh. I can't remember if the last one we built was... I think it was the Thanos Gauntlet. No, it's in March. I was saying it must be because this is such a special treat. Yeah, see, that's what I was picking up. I was picking up what you were throwing down. Building Lego! I'm so excited!
Your favorite tie?
Oh, it's my favorite TIE fighter. I love TIE fighters in general. Almost all TIE fighters. I love them. This was a wonderful gift from a viewer named Mental Lizards, who sadly we haven't seen in a long time. But they gifted me this beautiful Lego TIE fighter, which I thought was going to be the prized TIE fighter of my collection.
But not to be outdone. PL.
We'll see how this goes. Because if these are like relatively comparable in size and complexity, I'm very excited. Because the TIE Bomber is supposed to be bigger than the TIE Fighter. Much wider, much longer.
It's got a payload.
Yeah, it's got a payload. But the thing is, this TIE Fighter is exactly the right size. It's like basically to scale in terms of minifigure to vehicle. And Lego doesn't really do that. They almost always make the vehicles too big or too small.
They screw your scale.
But in this instance, by making it what many would consider to be a small vehicle, they actually made it the right size, because TIE fighters are tiny. They're very small. And I know this because I've stood next to one in virtual reality. And they're tall, but they're not gargantuan.
So, okay, there's the TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter.
TIE Bomber.
TIE Bomber.
What's the one with the pointed?
The pointed wings is the TIE Interceptor. It's a faster, more heavily armed version of the TIE Fighter. So it's less versatile. It's a little squishier, but it's a lot faster, a lot more maneuverable, and it packs a harder punch.
If I may add my 2 cents about the TIE Fighter series. So I won't pretend that I have a favorite make of TIE Fighter, but one thing about the TIE Fighters that I really, really love and admire is the sound design, because the fact that you can hear that scream start before it shows up is always such like chef's kiss.
Yep, it's psychological warfare is what it is.
Well, and it reminds me of, so Hammy and I played the Mass Effect trilogy together many, many moons ago, and the Reapers have like that. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's the same sort of psychological effect. I cleaned a lot today. Hi, BL! Hello, run away! My little runaway. Run away. How are you doing? Oh, did I turn the music back up? What's happening? I thought I turned it down.
Oopsie.
Now it's very loud.
Under
Why is
the
music
tableau.
very loud all of a sudden. There. It's quiet again. I think it might have just changed songs, and that song was louder. Hello down there.
Hi,
She's under the tableau, folks.
it's cozy.
Don't ask what she's doing down there. It's very
Henry.
grotesque.
Henry,
Absolutely disgusting.
I'm resting.
Blair Witches want one thing, and it's disgusting.
Oh my god.
Whereas Hammies want one thing. and it's amazing.
Jesus Christ.
Hammy did so much cleaning today. Yes, I did. I had an incredibly productive day today. Woke up, got out of bed, tested a new mod that I'm going to be using in my February video, which I really need to start soon. I gotta stop getting distracted with Fallout 4 and actually buckle down and work on this February video, because it's due in 2 weeks.
I'm doing nothing wrong.
Sinful and unholy.
I've got a. Well, I was gonna make a pillow nest.
Sinful and unholy! Also, you're probably going to be slightly in the way.
Oh, fine.
You might have to, unless you want me kicking you.
No, you don't know what I'm into. Wait, you're my husband.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're into. We know like 90% of each other's kinks.
Anyways!
What? Everyone has something. Let's be real. Even if it's missionary.
See, you saying everybody has something made me flash back to that Canadian children's PSA about hobbies and stuff. Not everyone can do everything, but everyone's good at something. Mine's T-Rex, mine's dinosaur impressions.
I've never heard of this. Sounds amazing.
You know, it might be a little bit too old for comp, but I'll have to show you these after.
Maybe a little too young for me.
Well, it was almost too old for me, but you didn't have cable growing up?
Nope.
So that's probably why you didn't see it.
So I got up, worked on this mod that I'm going to be using, tested it out. It works wonderfully. So it's going to be beautiful springtime weather at in Appalachia for my February video. Then we went to pick up some prescriptions and some new batteries for the heart rate monitor. And then we came back, did all the dishes, and then I made a cup of tea and just deep cleaned this entire room. And like an outsider seeing it wouldn't know it because it is still pretty cluttered.
Well,
but compared to how it was 3 hours ago,
to be fair, now it's a lot less cluttered and more just, there's just a bunch of stuff in here, but that's just the nature of the games room. We keep a lot of stuff in here.
Yes, that is its purpose. And then I made some rosemary chili chicken, which was
good.
Way better than the last time I tried to make it. Apologies to Runaway and his entire family of in-laws for the disastrous attempt that I made when we were out in Montreal. And now we're going to play with some Lego bricks, and I'm very excited for it. In fact, I'm so excited, I'm going to get right to it because I cannot wait anymore. I've waited days to open this thing. Days! Also, I discovered that my IV cam has updated. This camera right here, it's updated, and it can now use both of my front-facing cameras instead of just defaulting to one. So I have the one that's the long lens, which is the one I think you'd been using before, but now I can also switch it to the more macro lens so it can capture better detail.
Nice.
At mid to short distances. So I was able to position the camera way differently than before, and hopefully it's going to work really nice. So I have high hopes of this. We are going to crack open this beautiful bomber and get started here, because, my God. Oh. That new Lego smell. Just kidding, it doesn't really have a smell, it just smells like cardboard. What a classy looking instruction book. They've redesigned them since the last thing I got. Also, I was on the digital one, and look, Darth Vader walks along the bottom as you advance through the model, so at a glance you can tell how far you are through the book.
Hi, Bandit!
Bandit! How's it going? It's hanging well. We are hanging out. We are going to build some Lego. It's going to be awesome!
Also, hey, looking at the back of the box, I like how the front of the...
Yeah, the cockpit opens up like that, and that's on this one too. It's not technically how you're supposed to enter a TIE fighter. You're supposed to enter through the top hatch, but for ease of play, they have the front things. What's interesting about this TIE bomber is the TIE fighter, you can actually see the pilot through the front windscreen. Whereas this TIE bomber, you cannot. It's one solid piece with a cockpit facade in front of it. So you can't see the pilot through it, but if that's the sacrifice that you must make for authenticity, I am here for it, because the more it looks like the real deal, the happier I am in a Lego set. So we're gonna crack this puppy open. I'm more of a Star Trek guy, but this seems fun. Hey, you know what? You're speaking to the right guy then, because I am definitely more of a Star Trek guy. I love Star Wars and Star Trek for very different reasons. To me, Star Wars is more of a science fantasy, whereas Star Trek is a science fiction. Unfortunately, there's no officially licensed Star Wars Lego. Star Trek Lego.
You're building Star Wars Lego.
There's an off-brand of Star Trek, of Lego that makes Star Trek brick builds, but they're from Europe and the shipping is really intense. So I have not invested in any of those because it's way too expensive and I'm saving for a new controller. But if you want a nice little tidbit, oh shoot, what happened to my webcam? Webcam. I was doing this before and I restarted my computer and it stopped. It doesn't seem to like me using two webcams for some reason. Okay, we're back. I actually got my sort of initial audience on Twitch by playing Star Trek Online. And this was my vessel, the USS Hadfield.
Hi, Fisk.
I 3D printed it because I love it so very much. So yeah, I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
But Fisk.
I love the Van de Graaff generator.
Yeah, this guy.
Webcam needs a nap.
So
oh, this guy?
When Hammy got
Yeah, it
that
was a present from my
for
dad.
Christmas a couple years ago, our nieces loved it so much that when we were all sitting down for supper, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna leave we're all done." And you know that joke about how when there's young children about, silence is indicative of danger? So they got really quiet and the adults hadn't noticed until suddenly the lights on the Christmas tree all went out because they were unplugging things from the socket in order to plug what they were calling the science orb back in, so they unplugged the Christmas tree.
I think they just called it the science ball.
Oh, right, the science ball.
The science ball.
And my phone. I'd been charging my phone. It was no longer charging. But yeah, the science ball. I like the Van de Graaff though. That's a much fancier.
I've always just called it a plasma ball. Webcam needs a nap. Yeah, exactly. I've never owned one of these Darth Vaders before. These new ones. Oh, I guess that won't work because it's not set to autofocus. These new Darth Vaders. I don't know how I feel about the helmet, especially since his white face is visible under the chin bits. But I really dig what they did with the head printing. I'll try and get a better shot of it later. Oh, he even has arm printing! Oh my god!
Oh, thank you, Bandit.
Wow! I might have to check that series then. Never dab into the Star Trek games, really. I feel there's so much potential for it. Also, I'm featuring you in my channel. Thank you, that's so sweet! You're amazing!
Honestly, Bandit, Star Trek Online is one of the few...
So good.
Yeah, like one of the few... It's an MMO.
To me, yes, it's the closest thing... unpopular opinion, I know, but I'm not a huge fan of the new Star Trek series. I liked Lower Decks. I liked what I saw of Strange New Worlds, but I didn't like Picard and I didn't like Discovery. And to me, Star Trek Online is the true sequel to like the TNG, DS9, Voyager era that we've never really gotten before.
Oh yeah, because...
And the developers love the lore so much. And they just work in... Oh, I lost my lightsaber, but that's okay. There's another one here. They work in such great, like, obscure storylines. It's amazing. In this house, we stand DS9. Yeah, we have a framed picture of Captain Sisko, signed by Avery Brooks, above the computer right over there. It's that's Blair Witch's. She got it at a convention.
I have to say, I know that we're married and that by definition we share all property, but you said we own it, and I almost instinctively...
No, I'm sorry. We don't own it. She owns it. Also, I missed a piece of the helmet, so that might be why his chin was showing through. Yes.
Yeah, I found that we were at a comic expo, and I set aside a whole bunch of money for like, okay, this is as much as I'm gonna spend on stuff today. Hadn't found
What?
Ooh.
What?
Bandit agrees with you, I think.
Oh.
You probably have it set to top chat again.
Discovering Picard or total ass, not even a hot take, more like a cold turkey tape. Yeah, it defaults to top chat for some reason.
I'm gonna try to change it in mine. But yeah. So when I saw this autographed photo of
There we go.
Cisco, it was like, okay, cool. I don't care how much this costs. Give it to me now.
Yeah, see, like, I'm never gonna judge anyone for enjoying the new Trek stuff. If that's their thing, it does not speak to me at all, especially Picard. I did not like Picard, like, at all. But I know a lot of people who did. A lot of my family and friends really, really like it. So I don't want to badmouth it too much. Because I do that a lot. About a lot of things. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I kind of stopped playing Star Trek Online, is because as more and more of the new Trek stuff came out, they were just incorporating more and more of it for brand synergy purposes, and I was just like, I liked the DS9 expansion. That was amazing. I did not like the expansion where you hang out with Stamets from Discovery, the worst character on that show. Which is quite a feat, in my opinion. Okay, we've made the first two figures, Darth Vader and Rey Sloane. Now let's get to work on the fighter. Yeah, I love DS9 so much. It's gonna be about time for me to rewatch that. It's such a good series.
When Hammy and I started dating, one of his semi-serious, semi-joking conditions was that I had to watch at least some Star Trek.
Yeah, I said you had to try it. You had to watch some Star Trek with me if we were gonna try out a relationship, because I felt it was very key to understanding who I am as a person. Would I be right in saying that?
Oh yeah, well, and I also think, given the qualities of Deep Space Nine, how I would react to them would also be a very good way for you to get a feel for who I was as a person.
Not that we didn't know each other by that point, but you know.
I put these backwards, so...
You know, Bandit, I feel ya.
Just gonna judge them in silence. I'm so sad with the current Star Trek and Star Wars. Amen. Although I really liked what I saw of Andor. We haven't finished it yet, but the first half of Andor that we watched was really good. But, you know, I really liked season 1 of The Mandalorian. I hated season 2 of The Mandalorian, to the point that I'm probably not going to watch season 3 of The Mandalorian. Even though that trailer looked really slick.
Okay, you saw it. I was thinking of watching the trailer, but I hadn't decided.
I saw a highlight reel of it. I watched like an Instagram reel of the Star Wars Explained channel reacting to certain moments in the trailer.
Gotcha.
Andor was incredible. Hi, bye. How's it going?
You knew each other in sin. Now it's time to learn about each other in space.
Exactly, Fizz. Exactly. How you doing, Violet? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. I think this is going to be the cockpit module, but I'm not 100% sure of that yet, so we'll see. Yeah, we still have to finish Andor, but it's just, you know, it's such a commitment these days with our schedules being what they are. We're still kind of recovering from my graveyard shift era. And, we just haven't had much time to sit down and watch long swaths of television, you know? It's just not been in the cards for us lately.
Sort of like Andor, because it doesn't feel very Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have such an opportunity to do such cool different things. And when they do that, it's the best. Season 1 of The Mandalorian felt so familiar, but so new at the same time. And because of that, it was the best Star Wars I'd seen in years. But so many times they just fall back on the same tired characters and tropes, and it's just so frustrating. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett was so boring. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even try after Mandalorian Season 2. I have no interest in Boba Fett. I never have.
Violet is jealous of your Lego.
Had to watch you build Lego and be the big jealous. Yeah, I'm incredibly blessed. Thank you, Runaway, once again. I know you're at game night right now, but thank you for this amazing gift. Because Lego is and was such an important part of my life. And my development as a young child that I just, I cannot get enough Lego in my life.
It's definitely one of those things where, because I was, well, maybe for other reasons, but I definitely don't have the same attachment as you, but I like to sit here and watch you be happy about it.
Ooh, look at that little control panel. Oh, that is a neat piece.
Oh, I like how you have the instructions up on screen too, so people can see.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great idea.
Well, thank you. I think I stole it. I'm assuming I stole it. I don't think it's an original idea. I've never really watched a Lego stream, but I imagine this is what other channels do.
I mean, Baby Yoda carried the Book of Boba.
Yes, Baby Yoda carries everything he touches, including this stream. Isn't that right, little buddy? My little boy. My little son.
My son!
My son! How about Kenobi? I bet you forgot that even existed. Once again, I never went near it. I'm not interested in seeing the same...
Yog!
Yog! How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling better. I'm sending you all the love. Oh my god. I love him. I love him too. He angry. He's so angry. Look how angry. He angry when you get horny. That's his thing. He a Puritan. It's a long story to any newcomers. Son! I feel so bad for Ewan McGregor and Henderson because they clearly love the work they do. Well, and I'm happy for them. I'm glad they got to go back and do that. But I have no interest in seeing the same characters go through the same story arcs over and over and over again ad infinitum.
What?
Like, fuck. If I have to see Luke Skywalker in another Star Wars property, I'm going to tear my eyeballs out. Kenobi's good, I liked it, but also I'm a Star Wars baby. So am I. And again, I'm not saying that anyone else has to feel bad for watching it. They very much don't. I think everybody needs their enjoyment, and everybody is fans of their own thing. I have some guilty-ass pleasures. I used to watch Roswell, for God's sakes. And any of you who knows what Roswell is will know that that is indeed a guilty pleasure. It's basically Twilight, but with space aliens.
No.
Yes, literally, it's the plot of the first Twilight book. Yeah, like, almost beat for beat. She owes that book so much because she plagiarized the hell out of it. So I guess we're not excited about the Ahsoka show, lol. Not I, no.
I mean, the thing, so I'm gonna...
I think they did Ashley Eckstein really dirty.
Okay, I have a couple thoughts that I would like to contribute. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
go
it
for it.
now, so
Come closer to the microphone, though, so they can actually hear you. Hello.
Hello. Am I hidden? Mostly. So I have some thoughts that I'm gonna share,
Awesome.
and only just so I don't forget them. Shit, I hit my head.
Ahsoka show?
Right. So the first two, I can't claim them as original thoughts. One is like the reason Chewbacca is constantly screaming is because of all of the Skywalker family's ongoing bullshit. Secondly, I'm kind of tired of the Skywalkers. And three, I actually really have a strong emotional connection with the character Ahsoka. And just the live action version hasn't been doing it for me. And one of the big reasons is I don't find some of her characterization very compelling. If you look at Ahsoka's fighting style all through the animated stuff she shows up in, she has I used to know the exact form or whatever,
A
but
Taru.
yeah, but she's super acrobatic, she's hopping all over the place. And then if you look at how she's fighting in the live action, it looks nothing like her usual stuff. And it's like, to me, it feels like they just put on, they created a new character, but put on a coat of Ahsoka paint.
Yeah. Well, and the way she was characterized in Book of Boba Fett almost feels like character assassination. Because no way in hell would she be in support of this weird-ass monk who is the son of her master taking this child away from his adopted family. Like, after everything she went through with the Jedi Order, I'm sorry, there's no way in hell she'd be like, yes, Luke, you are doing the right thing. Take this child from his father Fuck off! I'm sorry. I get very worked up.
Well,
Speaking of IP repeating and oddities, I've just seen the first 3 episodes of Strange New Worlds. That's actually how we got on this tangent, Zoddle.
is it?
Yeah, we started talking about Star Trek and new Star Trek and how it wasn't for me. And then we started talking about new Star Wars as well. And everything I've seen of Andor has been amazing. We watched, I think, the first 5 or 6 episodes, and I loved every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't finished it yet, but totally agree with you there.
I steal your drink.
Yes. Did you have any other things you were trying to...
I don't think so. Do you mind if I lurk here?
Yeah, go for it. I am just gonna pivot this a little bit more, though, because it's not only my mic, it's my light as well.
Oh, this is wine.
What did you think it was?
Apple juice.
No! No! The only thing they got right was the part where she said she wouldn't train Grogu. Yeah, exactly. Take a character I love, strip her of all her personality, and then fart her out on stage for some quick subscriptions to your shitty online service. I'm sorry.
Oh, good night, Yog.
Good night, Zod.
We love you.
Almost called you Zoddle.
Well, I mean,
That is your username.
The username is Zoddle. I'm just so used to Yog.
Yog, exactly. Good night. I love you. Take care of yourself.
We send hugs. Well, cause for me, what really got me hooked on Ahsoka the character with orange juice. We can be juice buddies. What really hooked me was that arc in the would it have been the Clone Wars?
Almost definitely.
Okay, yeah, the arc in the Clone Wars. I don't. If I get specific, it's a major spoiler to like her.
Story arc?
Yeah, so I don't want to list too many details, but oh god, just the integrity and the strength she showed to see everything she thought she cared about crumble.
Just let her down.
Well, let her down, show itself to be meaningless,
This is amazing.
and
It's like the
for
perfect
her to have the
size.
strength to walk away. I'm sick of the time frame, either truly move to the future or back to the past.
Yeah, like that's
Fair.
the thing. Like that's why I was really excited when they announced all the High Republic stuff, and then they basically just relegated it to the books. And it's like, put some actual effort into this universe that you have become the heralds of.
Well, and also, one of the things,
stewards of, I should say.
one of the things that I've been tempted to get back into, but we haven't really ever had the time, is SOTOR.
Oh yeah,
Because, especially the Sith storylines, like, those are the ones that I find really interesting, where it's like, go back to when there were Jedi everywhere, and Sith, like, the world was crawling with Sith, and then it's like, tell me the stories of, like, other people.
yeah. Like, stop telling the story of the same damn family in this huge, expansive universe. Like, it just defies all logic to me.
Either that or we're all gonna turn into Chewbacca and start screaming.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna have a sip of your juice again.
Sounds good. I guess now that you know it's going to taste like alcohol.
I thought it was apple juice.
Happy juice. My happy juice. My happy juice.
That's actually, for white wine, that's actually quite
Yeah, it's really
decent.
good. It's so smooth.
Yeah, normally, like, when we get cheap white wine to cook with, normally it's really dry and bitey, but this is actually quite smooth, yeah.
I mean, it had smooth in the name, so.
I don't need to be Chewbacca to scream.
I can do that all by myself. All right. I am very pleased with the size of this fighter so far.
Watching Star Wars, you would think Tatooine is the center of the universe.
Yeah, like if I have to stare at that ugly ass desert one more freaking time.
It's like, especially when they go back there for no reason. There's just this very small window of time where a million adventures happen all over the place and they don't matter at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also, it's like, this is clearly a universe with a lot of lore, both like in the sort of, for lack of a better term, present era, and if you dig into its own history. So it's like, yeah, that's a fair point. Why are we staying in this particular time frame?
And the other awesome thing is, like, you look at some of the comics that they were making during the making of the first couple Star Wars movies, the new ones, I mean, the sequels. Like Dr. Aphra, some of the coolest Star Wars world building of all time. Yes, give me a amoral Indiana Jones type bumbling her way through the galaxy, uncovering ancient Sith cults. Like, hell yes! Why isn't that a movie? Why is this a comic book? So insane.
So, Violet also said, I don't need to be Chewbacca to scream, though I do have some winter fur on.
Okay, that just reminded me. So I inherited a full-length fur coat from my late grandmother that's hanging in the closet, and man, like, I don't know if I have the courage to put it on and come in here and do a Chewbacca impression.
Oh my god.
But that would be fun.
That would be incredible.
Mostly because I can't do a Chewbacca impression. Yes. Kiss your arm.
Oh, thank you. That was nice.
And I steal your juice.
Oh, thank you. That's not as nice, but I still appreciate it.
Do it. You know what? Clearly I needed very little motivation.
What, to get your Chewbacca coat on?
Well, I mean, I think it's mink, but I guess...
Salty Reese!
Salty Reese!
Can you hear me? I can't hear you, no, but are you doing a Chewbacca impression?
Are we supposed to be able to hear you?
I think I can hear you through the Force.
I'm alarmed. Emperor voice.
Do it. Do it. And I feel so... I'm still so upset about it, because I was all in, folks. When they announced the reboot of the expanded universe, I was sad. But I was like, you know what? They're wiping the slate clean. They've got a plan, it seems. I'm in. And then Force Awakens came out, and I loved it. And I was like, yeah, it's too familiar, but it's really good. And if they do something wildly different in the next movie that isn't just a remake of Empire Strikes Back, I'm going to be happy. And then they did that. And again, unpopular opinion, I loved The Last Jedi. It was not a perfect movie, but it was exactly what Star Wars needed, was an actual kick in the pants saying, hey, you know, maybe we should look at these stories differently than the way we have for the entirety of the franchise's history, and actually try and examine them on a deeper philosophical level. And I was like, hell yeah, gimme.
So,
and then I was so excited all the way up until Rise of Skywalker. And then all of my dreams were shattered, and it was clear that they did not have even the remotest idea what they were doing. And I haven't really looked back ever since.
So I'm gonna preface with this particular grandmother was not the most warm or maternal.
My god.
But I have to respect her style, because not only is this a full length, I think it might be mink fur coat, but it's also got like her initials embroidered on the inside of the jacket.
Whoa! That is so extra.
And,
okay.
And look at all
you need to show the people, though.
Right, okay. Well, you'll have to make the Chewbacca voice, because I can't, but like...
Do the Chewbacca voice. Do it. Do it.
Look at me, I'm so fuzzy.
You're amazing.
And like, honestly, like, I've been meaning to get it restored, because it's like, it's torn at the seam a little bit, but like, this is a warm fucking coat. I feel like Cruella de Vil. I feel glamorous.
Yep, you look amazing. And to be clear, this is a vintage fur coat.
Yeah, I inherited this.
We did not support the killing of any animals in the making of this coat.
Yes, don't at me.
I like Kylo. That's my guilty pleasure. I also like Kylo. He had the potential to be one of the most fascinating characters in the entire franchise.
Shameless, in the first sequel movie, I wanted to fuck Kylo.
Oh, of course you did. When he took that helmet off? Oh, when he like...
Well, it was so weird, because the only other movie I'd seen him in was the F Word with Daniel Radcliffe.
Force choke me harder, Daddy Kylo.
Right?
Oh my god.
You look like Princess Leia during that cold scene. Thank you.
Yeah, totally! Especially with the braids.
Oh yeah, I guess.
The Last Jedi is a horrible movie to be part of a trilogy, but is the one that does feel more like an actual movie. Well, and...
I like that assessment.
that is a good point. But again, the problem is they didn't give him a plot outline. They said to Rian Johnson, do whatever you want. Here, they didn't tell him who Rey was, what any of Abrams' plans were. They just said, make a Star Wars.
Go nuts.
Go nuts. We want to see the weird shit. And he did. He gave them exactly what they wanted, which was the weird shit. And Reddit got so upset that they completely chickened out and backpedaled on every interesting decision that film made. Same Blair. About Kylo? Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. And I think it was Cosmonaut. Well, I can't remember his full name on YouTube, but he's a wonderful YouTuber.
Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Cosmonaut Variety Hour, thank you. He did a video on all the Star Wars movies, and he made the amazing point about Kylo, like, we've never seen a villain tempted by the light side. We've only ever seen the heroes tempted by the dark side, and it was such an interesting take, such an interesting reversal of that time-honored trope, you know? And it was so cool to see them do that, and then they just sort of fluffed out a redemption arc in the last movie that made no actual sense, and yeah, it was just a cluster cuss all around. Anyway, thank you for listening to my soapbox, folks. I apologize. I am so pleased with the size of this. It is exactly as small as I was hoping it would be. Oh, this is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It just makes me sad. How little effort and care was taken producing those later movies. Because all of the failures, as far as I'm concerned, can be pinned on the people at the top. Somewhat true, but without lines or not, something like just killing Snoke and say it was a nobody feels like it's just bad writing. I disagree. About the Snoke thing, sure, fine. They did build him up as a big thing, but also they were just kind of redoing Emperor Palpatine at that point. But the whole Rey being a nobody, to me, was brilliant, because what's the thing that's going to challenge that character the most? That character who values these fairy tales and these stories she's heard above all else. This character who's convinced she's got this greater destiny.
It's coming.
That's coming, but she's coming from nothing. Exactly. And the fact that she does have this destiny in spite of not belonging to some great important family dynasty, to me, is a much more interesting and much more beautiful story. The Snoke thing, I can definitely see why people were upset about, 100%.
Well, and also with...
But, if I had to pick between Rey as a nobody who's becoming a hero anyway, and Rey thinks she's a nobody, but she's the secret granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine, spoilers for the worst movie in the entire franchise, I'm gonna take the nobody any day of the week. Anyway, you were gonna say?
Oh, I just popped it in the chat. Like, with Rey being a nobody, it's actually a step away from, like, all of the established characters that we've trod over.
Exactly. We don't need to rehash the same damn family. And yes, I do consider Palpatine to be part of the family, because there's basically some very strong circumstantial evidence that he is sort of the father of Darth Vader.
In more ways than one.
Like the Force Daddy of Darth Vader.
Oh, Force Daddy!
Death to Skywalkers!
Also, I think that was me. Because I just realized I was wearing it, and I was like, I don't know what kind of fur that is. Based on, like, some precursory Googling. Yeah, no, that's totally fair, Bandit.
Yeah. And that's the big thing, is just write a good story. And if you want to write a good story, for the love of God, don't hire the man who wrote Batman versus Superman. Because you're not going to get a good story from that man. I'm sorry. Look at his filmography and tell me he's written good movies. But hey, they gave Alex Kurtzman the keys to Star Trek, so, you know, we're just rewarding mediocrity all over. What can I say? I'm so sorry, folks. I don't usually like to get this bitter about things. On the plus side, no matter how bad Star Wars gets, they will never be able to take the TIE Bomber away from me. Because it will always be the most perfect, amazing starfighter in the history of the Galactic Empire. 2. You know what else was really good? Rebels. A lot of people don't like Rebels. I loved it. I thought it was Clone Wars, but better. I thought it was Clone Wars without all of the inconsistent episodes. Because for all of Clone Wars' highest highs, it had some of the lowest lows the franchise has ever known. I'm sorry, I don't think Star Wars needed a homophobic caricature of an overweight Hutt. just throwing that out there, folks. I didn't need or want that. All right, Baggy 2. Baggy 2. What was that Hutt's name? God, I don't even remember. Such an embarrassment. I don't like The Last Jedi. It's more like Death by a Thousand Paper Cuts, but compared to the other two, I'll take it. Yep. And I liked The Force Awakens a lot more before I saw Rise of Skywalker. Zero. God, yes. Oh, God, I hated that Hutt so much. Rebels will forever be better than Clone Wars, if only because it did not have Zero the Hutt. We're always gonna have the originals and The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. We'll always have Paris. There we go. Anyway, thank you for bearing with me, despite my negativity. I've tried to be better about it in recent years, because I know people just don't like listening to an angry asshole on the internet rant about angry asshole things. So I try not to be that much of an angry asshole. I think it's not constructive.
Well, and I think one of the things that you do really well is you leave room for people who like things that you don't like to like them without you declaring that they must be fools.
No, obviously not. And I mean, and again, like, I'm the guy who likes The Last Jedi. So if I didn't think people should have their right to an opinion I disagree with, I'd be kind of a hypocrite. Hot take: Return of the Jedi is low-key bad. A lot of people are on that fence as well. It's definitely the worst of the trilogy, but I can't ever see any of those 3 movies as bad in my eye. Certainly less than, but when you're that close to something as a child, and you watch it over and over and over, I would say I just have such an affinity for them. And I know it's illogical and almost entirely based in, blind emotion, I would say. Definitely rose-tinted glasses there. But yeah, a lot of people are of the opinion that Return of the Jedi is not a great movie, and it certainly has its strong weaknesses. Like the whole Luke's plan at the beginning makes no sense. I'm sorry, Luke. This was the best rescue plan you could come up with that relied on like a million coincidences and all kinds of nuts-so stuff. But at the end of the day, it was really good, entertaining, true to character sequence.
Yeah, Luke was kind of a dumbass at
times.
Yeah, Luke was always a dumbass.
I don't even hate the Ewoks.
Yep, I love the Ewoks.
Our nieces love the Ewoks.
I love the Ewoks. Passionate doesn't equal asshole. Oh, thank you, Violet. That's very generous of you.
Yeah, our nieces love the Ewoks.
I used to watch the Ewoks cartoon. Cause they're the How can you hate Ewok? They want munch and battle. They're me. Hopefully with a little less implied cannibalism. Because I guarantee some of those stormtroopers were on the menu that night at the victory party. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's so great. That is some gorgeous architecture right there. My God. I wish they interact with more weird-ass species like that more often. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! There was a book when I was a little kid that I used to read called Planet of the Hoojibs. It was a picture book about Princess Leia getting stranded on an alien planet with a bunch of talking, like, spider monkeys. And they were, like, highly intelligent, but they were just these tiny little lemurs, and they were so cute. I loved it. It was so cute. Planet of the Hoojibs. What a great book. It's not cannibalism for the Ewoks to feast on the bones of their Empire foes. That's true. It's not cannibalism. It is still kind of sus to eat a sentient creature, but it's not cannibalism. I remember when I once played a Dungeons and Dragons game set in the world of Dark Sun. And in the world of Dark Sun, it's basically a post-apocalyptic D&D setting where the gods have turned their back on the world and doomed it to perish in a violent desert, basically. And in that canon, halflings are explicitly, again, not cannibalistic because they don't eat other halflings, but they eat other sentient creatures. And so I played a halfling in that game who just walked around with a baggie full of jerky. And he would never tell anyone what the jerky was. It was never explicitly stated what he was eating, but it was very sus. Very sus. Oh, and the other thing that Return of the Jedi had was the Battle of Endor space fight, which is just such a good sequence. Sometimes I will just watch that 10 minutes of footage on YouTube of the Battle of Endor space fight and just make myself endlessly happy. It, like, all the starfighter combat in that sequence just, it just sings to my soul. I love it. I'd rather watch the Star Wars Christmas special than The Rise of Skywalker. Hell yes, Bandit. Hell yes. Unironically, I would enjoy it more. Not just because it's so bad it's good. Just because it could be worse. We are just blowing through this thing. It's amazing. It's such a beautiful ship. Come on, Hammy. Get it together. 1, 2. 3. There it is. There's something I was going to say about Return of the Jedi. And now it completely eludes me. The Rise of Skywalker is the lowest of the low. Yep. 100% agree with you. Just an embarrassment of a movie. But again, if there's anyone out there who's listening to me say this and feeling bad about liking it, please don't. Please don't. You're allowed to like whatever you like. And I'm allowed to dislike whatever I dislike, and vice versa. I like Fallout 76. Do you know how unpopular an opinion that is? I also really hate the Legend of Zelda series. That's an unpopular opinion. And I think most people out there listening to me say that will be laughing.
We are not talking smack about the Legend of Zelda.
I'm not. I'm using it as an example
Okay.
of having an opinion that is valid while also being controversial or laughable. Because to many people, the idea that I don't like Zelda is laughable.
You've explained your dislike of it to me, and I think you have valid subjective points for why it's just not your thing.
Does J.J. Abrams do anything after that movie? I feel he fell off the planet or something. He's been working on some projects. He was trying to get a Batman show off the ground before HBO canceled literally everything everybody was working on.
Also, can we just, since it's all hot takes tonight, can we talk about the fact that they canceled the Batgirl, but they're doing everything in their power to still put the Ezra Miller Flash movie through?
Or at least they were last time we heard anything.
Is there any,
now,
do you want to pass me the... Is there wine left in the bottle?
no.
Okay,
Here,
well then I want to...
sip.
Happy juice.
Finish it up.
Ooh.
See, that's true love right there, folks.
Yeah. The problem with J.J. Abrams is he's one of those guys who's just so connected with his Hollywood buddies that no matter what he does, he will continue to fail upwards. It's the whole white man in Hollywood thing, you know? It's how Harvey Weinstein stayed in power for as long as he fucking did. It's why Woody Allen still gets big movie picture deals and is supported by some of the most liberal thinking, intelligent people in Hollywood, because it's not what you do, it's who you know. And I'm not saying that J.J. Abrams, what he did, is anything comparable to Woody Allen or Harvey Weinstein. I don't mean to imply that. I realize that seems like what I was trying to say. I apologize. That's not what I was trying to say at all. Ruining a beloved franchise is not the same as anything those people did.
Have you ever noticed that it's your Lego streams where you get your rant on?
I do, and I'm sorry, folks. I'm really sorry. I know it's really
JJ
annoying.
is working on Star Trek 4. Probably would have been out
Probably would have been out already if not for COVID pushing everything back a year or two. Why are they making another one?
Like the one that they gave Simon Pegg.
That's the thing. Make another one, fine. Give it to Simon Pegg. Don't give it to J.J. Abrams. Because the Star Trek Beyond was the only good one of those 3 reboot movies. What are you doing?
I can see your blood pressure rising. We have to talk about calming things.
Let's talk about Star Trek Beyond. Because that's going to calm me down.
Is it actually?
What a great freaking movie.
Okay, alright.
I loved Star Trek Beyond. Warner Brothers holding to Ezra until the movie. Then he's getting blacklisted to hell and back, mark my words. We can hope. We can hope. But again, I'm still not convinced he's not gone. Because they haven't said word one about him. And now that James Gunn is shifting projects around and canceling them left, right, and center, I think they just haven't done it because they don't want to embarrass the CEO. Like, they haven't made a statement about it yet. Because David Lasloff, the freaking asshole, was like, "It's gonna be great. It's the one thing we have confidence in." And then everybody laughed in their faces.
I love you very much.
I love you.
I am running out of people energy, so
Fair
I'm going
enough.
to take this glass of wine you've so generously shared with me and probably go
I see. Take my wine and run. Is that it?
take the wine, Jack. and
Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Take the wine, Jack. Don't you come back.
I'm keeping tabs. It's still going.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Assholes. Assholes, all of them.
Take the wine, Jack.
Don't you come back no more.
Anyways, I might pop in and out later, but if I don't see y'all again, thanks for coming by, friends.
Yeah, it's been a
It's
blast.
so nice to see some new returning and like
It's great.
Fur buddy.
This is wonderful. It's wonderful to have you all here.
Oh. Actually, it's cool.
She's back, folks! Oh, no, wait. She's leaving, folks! She said she was back, and then she ran away. She ran so far away. Ran. Ran both night and day. This is so cool. It's shaping up to such a nice model. I can't even. Beyond was directed by Justin Lin, not Simon Pegg. Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, yes. I mean, let him write it, because Simon Pegg wrote it. Don't let J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman write your movie. Let Simon Pegg and Justin Lin write your movie. Yeah, and again, great direction, great acting, great ensemble work. What an amazing movie. And it's one of the only movies where they don't run around like serial killers using the kill setting left, right, and center. They can't not do The Flash. It has to be made for contracts and shit. Is a headache for WB as well. That's why I'm saying After the Ezra is not getting another proper actor job again. I mean, they say they can't not do it because of contract stuff, but you know who else had a contract with Warner Brothers? Everyone who worked on the Batgirl movie. And they shelved that away. They didn't mind taking that L. But yeah, the thing that Star Trek Beyond got right that the other ones didn't is A, the characters all behaved like rational adults. Whereas in the first two movies, I think the only one who consistently acted like a rational adult was Scotty. A slightly unhinged rational adult, but a rational adult nonetheless. And they got the point across that it's an ensemble. Star Trek is not about Kirk and Spock. It is, but it isn't. It's about the whole group of people working together for a common goal to make the world and the universe a better place. And that's what that movie understood in a way that none of the other ones did. It didn't have world-ending stakes, although that one space station was in mortal peril. You didn't have to have the universe at threat to make a good movie. I loved it. I loved it. It's a little difference in the case. It has mostly to do with the payment of the lead role. Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing. As far as I'm concerned, that piece of shit can go die in a fire. Also, I apologize to anyone if I accidentally misgendered Ezra Miller. It's not my intention. Oh. What is this? A little grabby thing. I'm so intrigued by this model. So it's 8:30 already. Oh my goodness. Not even halfway done. I don't know if we'll finish tonight. That would be awkward. Just want them to find God to be like a space whale or something, and I'll be happy. Good old demotion picture. Good old A New Home. A New Home. What's it called? Voyage Home. I was talking about Star Wars and Star Trek, and I'm getting all my wires crossed. Blair, we still need to watch The Voyage Home. It's such a funny movie. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, if you're looking for a game to check out, Bandit, check out Star Trek Online. If you're a big Star Trek fan, I heartily recommend it. It's free to play, and you can play through the entire story without paying a dime. When you get into the PvE stuff and some of the events, then it's a little more pay to win. But the base story of the game is entirely free. You get to play some of the most iconic ships in the entire franchise for free. And it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. Is that the one with the whales and the nuclear vessels? It absolutely is! Okay, so that's what these grippy things are for. It's to give the rounded silhouette on the side here. Interesting. Very interesting. What about this one? Here we go. Is this going to be the cockpit or the bomber doors? This is going to be the bomber doors. We don't have a cockpit piece out, which means that we haven't gotten that far in yet. 2, 3, 4. I hope this overhead camera has been working for y'all. I haven't really been checking in with it during the stream. I'm singing the Star Trek theme. What's wrong with you, Hammy? You mad fool! Oh, I have to do this twice. Oh, these are the back of the engine! Oh! Hey, random question for what we're doing, but how do you feel about the retcon of the jet in the Fallout series? That is a bit random, but I'm here for it. I'm always eager to talk about Fallout. It's not as big a deal for me, mostly because I guarantee it was just an oversight when they were making their loot tables. I think that a lot of the devs at Fallout, especially the ones just working as environmental designers, aren't as steeped in the lore as the writers should be. And I think it should have been caught. Basically, some context, folks. Jet is a drug in the Fallout universe. It appeared in Fallout 2 for the first time as a brand new drug made out of Brahmin shit. Hemi loves himself some Fallout. I sure do. And in Fallout 2, you meet the guy who ostensibly made it. Now, there is a line you can do as a science person, a person trained in science, a scientist, one might say, in Fallout 2, where you can basically call him out and say, you didn't make anything special. This is just basic methamphetamines, like, basically. And he gets really mad, and he's like, what are you talking about? It's my invention. I made it. I'm the best drug dealer in the world. And it's where he would have made a Walter White reference had Breaking Bad existed, because Fallout 2 was rife with all kinds of pop culture references. Oh my god, that looks incredible. And it's exactly the right size! Look at that! It's exactly the right size for what it's supposed to be compared to this TIE fighter. Good job, Lego! Then it appeared in Fallout 3, because Fallout 3 was set years later. The idea being that it's made its way out east to the Capital Wasteland from California. Appeared in New Vegas, though not nearly as frequently in that game. And it appeared in Fallout 4. But the problem with Fallout 4, which is the most chronologically recent game in the franchise, I think it's the latest in the timeline. It's set in like 22, like I want to say 86 or something. I don't know the exact year. But the problem is you find all kinds of pre-war locations, including a vault with like a locked off room that has Jet in it from before the war. So the idea is a lot of people got up in arms at Bethesda because they put Jet in pre-war locations when it is very clear in the old pre-Bethesda games that it existed before. It didn't exist until after the war, hundreds of years after the bombs dropped. And a lot of people took umbrage with this, got really angry with Bethesda. And, you know, there is some merit to that. They should have some pretty big egg on their face, because they keep trying to reassure the fan base that they really care about the minute details. And then they pull stuff like that, and they just miss very key parts of the story and just don't notice that they messed up really, really badly in very hilarious ways. But But again, I think it's more to do with one or two environmental designers just not thinking about it and putting them in without realizing the controversy or the mistake. Somebody in the story team should have caught it, but they didn't, and it made it into the final game. I don't think it's really a retcon. I think it's just a fuck up, a yuck up, as it were. And the reason for that is because Jet is not in Fallout 76. They definitively omitted it from that game, partially because they knew that if they put it in, it would further cement the idea that it was a deliberate move on their part and not just a silly blunder. So I think they know they made a silly blunder, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's like a big... a lot of people see it as like a smoking gun of how little Bethesda cares about the franchise, and I think Bethesda has a lot of problems, and I do think they could be a little more faithful to the stories that have come before, but at the same time, I don't think this is one of those circumstances. I think it was just a silly mistake that made it through the development process. You know what I just learned? There's a building in Saskatoon called the Sturdy Stone Building. Now this building is built in the brutalist style, and one might think the name is based on its appearance. Nope, named after two politicians. Last names Sturdy and Stone, respectively. Interesting. Interesting. I actually feel like it was not a mistake and very easy to prove it's a pre-war drug with words out of Myron. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like I said, you actually can talk to him and call him out and say, no, that's not pre-war. You just changed something slightly and used the yeah. Like, I don't think it's nearly the problem that a lot of Bethesda naysayers glom onto. I think there's a lot worse things you can say about what Bethesda's done with Fallout than they put Jet in Fallout 4. Sweetie, can you do me a favor? That wine was my only liquid. I forgot to get a water bottle. And so now I'm feeling very parched, because I can no longer go for sippy sips of my wine. Yes, the appy juice. No, I don't need the wine. I just need some water.
The wine. I
No.
don't think I'm gonna finish.
You finish the wine.
No, but I don't think I want to.
Okay, I'll finish the wine. But if you could also bring me some water,
All right, fine.
I would love that.
I know that people love drunk
Thank
Hammy,
you.
but I will bring you water.
I think it is very easy to retcon. I do think it was a mistake on Bethesda's part, but that's impossible to prove here or there. I just don't think it matters that much. Little things like that aren't what gets me. It's when they mess up the big stuff, like the dialogue wheel. I've been playing Fallout 4 with the mod on that lets you see all of the different answers to questions. And I think the most glaring railroading that I encountered so far is in the interview with Piper. You have an interview with Piper, the reporter, in Fallout 4, and she says that she knows you lost somebody, and she asks you to go on the record about who it was. And you only get 4 options, and 3 of them are either, why do you want to know, some sarcastic answer, or a deflection, and you can pick each one in sequence, and she won't let you advance the conversation unless you tell her that it was your baby Sean. And it's like, how is that role-playing if you're just forcing us to follow your little script? If you want to force us down a path, don't give us dialogue options, man! My man requires more apple juice.
Well, now it is time for hashtag not wrong.
The call-out, I don't think, proves Myron is full of shit, but it proves there actually was at least notes about the effects the protein was having on the cow. Yeah, 100%.
Can I throw out these?
Thank you. Yes, those plastic bags can go.
You were
Thank
holding that and it rolled. By the way,
I love you.
my man needs it. I'm sorry, I'm just not. My man needs sappy juice.
Happy juice.
Like, I recognize it's a very silly, childlike way to say apple juice, but when I say it, it makes me happy, and that's good enough for me.
And if Myron even is a genius, still just a guy in a shitty barn. So I actually find it hard to believe no one in pre-war America could not figure it out. Yeah, I mean, drug dealers are gonna drug deal, and somebody's going to find a way to get high off of anything they can, no matter what. So it is one of those things that it's very easy to argue it could be a pre-war invention. But yeah, I think my biggest issue especially with Fallout 4, is just how little work they put into actually letting you play a role. And if you want to do a side story that is a very focused narrative, by all means do that. They did that with Borderlands. They took the Borderlands world and ethos and put it in a story-based game in Tales of the Borderlands, and it was amazing. No one would ever say they were playing a Borderlands game playing Tales of the Borderlands, but they're playing a different type of game in the Borderlands universe. And I think I would love to see more Fallout stuff like that. Like, they tried it with Fallout Tactics, and I want more of that. I want Fallout Tactics. I want Fallout Farm Simulator. I want
I beg your pardon?
I want to see all kinds of new types of games in the Fallout universe. I would love a Fallout Call of Duty. But I don't want them to make Fallout 4 and call it an RPG when it's not. It's an action shooter with RPG elements. Because you're not playing a role in Fallout 4. You're playing a role in the same way you are when you play something like Doom. You're very sexy.
Thank you.
I love you.
I was making kissy.
She was making kissy faces at me from the door. Hi, Runaway, welcome back! It's not the first time someone made something extraordinary in a cave out of scraps. Tony Stark built this in a cave! From a box of scraps! I see what you did there. I see exactly what you did there. Still my favorite moment from the MCU. I had an amazing pitch for a Fallout game happening in Puerto Rico. Ooh! That'd be so cool! Ah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I once ran a Fallout RPG, tabletop RPG. It wasn't a one-shot, it was like a short 3-session campaign. And I called it Fallout Klondike, and it was set in the Yukon and parts of Alaska. And it was so cool. I'm so proud of the work I put on it, because I think it's just the perfect setting for a Fallout story. Because you're right up there next to where the war happened. You're in Canada, where all the annexation bullshit went down. Oh, it's just primed for good storytelling. And I think that Puerto Rico could be very much the same, because ultimately it's like a colonialist subnation. Like it's a part of America's nasty colonial history that they don't want to think about or take responsibility for. And in a Fallout universe, there's some real good satire and commentary to be made there. Plus, it's a biome we've never seen before, like the sort of tropical environment. That's why I'm excited for Fallout Miami. That mod looks awesome. Fallout Miami, Fallout London, so many good mods coming. I'm so excited for it. All right, Baggy 3. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna put my head down, power through. We're gonna finish this tonight. We are, folks. It's gonna happen. All right, time to build our TIE Bomber pilot. And he even has a different helmet. Different helmet printing. Same old Stormtrooper face. But, otherwise, an entirely new figure. Is a cool place to set it, in my case, was to explore colonies and being under a banana estate. Yeah, exactly, like the Banana Republic thing. That's such a good idea. Oh, that would be so good, Bandit. What a cool idea. Oh, wow, different chest plate and everything. Ooh, different leg printing. Different back printing. Okay, so here is the TIE pilot from the old TIE fighter. It's kind of hard to see. And then here is the TIE bomber from this new one. And they're just ever so slightly different from each other. Good job, Lego. Good job. Keep up the new designs. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Sorry, folks. I'm very easily entertained. How was game night, Runaway? I hope it was good. Miley. We're building the conch droid! Conch droid! Oh my god, are those printed? I would have sworn that was stickers, but there's no sticker sheet. Oh, what a lovely day! Hello, Kaleo Frabjous day! No stickers! I love it when there's no stickers. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're printed! The Gonk Droid has the Imperial symbols printed on its sides! This is incredible. Oh, that just makes me happy! Gonk. Gonk. Gonk, 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 gonk. The Gonk Droids are kind of a meme, for those not in the know. It's kind of a whole thing in the Star Wars community. Don't really know why. I think it's just because they're so funny. You must be close. I haven't seen the Vader progress bar in a while, though. Yeah, that's true. It comes and goes. We're more than halfway. The villain would be a random company that makes food, like, I don't know, the preserved pie, but having a monopoly of the food production in the country, even having slave workers as well. Could probably also argue that somewhere like Puerto Rico would have escaped the nukes relatively intact, and society would have remained more intact even as the technology degrades. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, like, see, somewhere like Hawaii, I don't think they could do a Fallout game because, like, let's be real. If there was a nuclear war between China and America, Hawaii would be the first target, and it would be bombed to oblivion and beyond. So it'd be very hard to justify setting a game in Hawaii. But somewhere like Puerto Rico, which is less of a military target, could definitely be interesting. At least I don't think it's as heavily militarized as Hawaii has been historically. No stickers are good. Yes, I prefer prints to stickers because prints don't fade as quickly, and they're always in the right place compared to stickers where you have to finagle them into the exact spot you want them, and they're just a pain in the bum. They're a pain in my bum, and my bum can only take so much, gosh darn it. Stickers are never perfectly color matched to the bricks and look weird. Agreed. Yeah, almost never color matched at all. Gonk Droid. It's really neat. It's fun to make and fun to eat. I just ate my Gonk Droid. No, I didn't. You can see it. It's still right there. It's a bad joke. Please forgive me. I like these stars on the instruction book. They're like, wow, look, you made a Gonk Droid. That's the fun part. The fallout in the atmosphere would eventually reduce the food production on farms, and with the population remaining the same, the lack of food would lead to violent conflict. Ooh, I like where your brain is at. Clearly you have put some thought into this, and I am here for it. Ooh, that's juicy. Now, finishing up the main body, I think, before we go into the wings. That's what we need. Right there. Whoa. Oh, we're building the hatch. The hatch! Oh, boy. Holy smokes. There we go. Go. Oh, okay, we can do that. I think that can be arranged, Lego. Three. Oh, piece. That's the piece I need. Looks exactly the same from the bottom. From the top. No, it's not the piece I need. Where's the piece I need? I got tricked again. It pulled a fast one on me. Oh, it's in this other pile. Interesting. There we go. Stickers bad. Yeah, I like they're okay, but I'm always gonna prefer prints. Always gonna prefer the prints. Although then you get some pieces like the R2D2s where the printing can be really inconsistent. And they've been really bad for that lately with things like minifigure bodies, where they'll try to print a white shirt on a red body and it will look pink. The Rebel pilot outfits have been really bad for that because they have a bright orange body and they're trying to print white on it, but they skimp on the printing and it comes out looking really nasty. So I think Lego really needs to up their quality standards there, because they charge a premium and they see themselves as a premium product. The Lord knows, if you look at their prices and the kind of products they make, they want to be bought by rich adults. And if they are going to expect people to pay that kind of price and that kind of premium, they better be providing a product that matches. And recently, the minifigure body printing has not been up to snuff. But they've never put stickers on minifigures anyway, so it's the one place they shouldn't screw it up, in my opinion. Oh, I missed a part. There it is. Thank you. Yes, I have. The main faction would be a revolutionary group that want to be fully independent. The remaining of the USA, they want to keep the police state, and the company, the food company, I assume. Oh, this is good. This is good. Oh, yeah. Give me them revolutionary vibes. There's a reason I picked the Free States for my radio show. Because I am a radical leftist, folks. I'm the big boogeyman that Fox News is so afraid of. Except I'm Canadian, so they couldn't really give two shits about me. Let's be real. Look at that! And then it just folds up! Oh my god. This is awesome. What a great set. Yeah. Interestingly enough, after I released my first Free States radio video, I went and Googled Free States Radio. Because I realized I hadn't actually checked if anyone else had the idea first. And if they did, I wanted to be careful. And that's something I kind of screwed up with the Shakespeare stuff. Because I was like, I thought I was the first one to ever do it. And then I checked and I was like, no, there's been a theater company doing it all along. And doing it way better than you, I might add. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I probably should have known that going in, but I didn't. And there we go. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my god, it looks so good. Anyway, so I Googled it. I Googled Free States Radio, and there was one post on Reddit entitled Free States Radio. And it was some guy who had made a playlist for himself on Spotify or something and said, hey, if anyone wants to listen to this, you could be more Big Fox Boogeyman. Oh, yeah, I could do more. I could do more, Fisk. I could wear my Antifa mask and rant about eating the rich. The playlist, as was pointed out by several people on the Reddit thread, completely missed the point of the Free States. Most of the songs were about killing communists or like radical right-wing propaganda. And everybody was like, have you played the Free States storyline? Because they are a radical left-wing revolutionary movement. Their leader literally fought for union rights for decades before he became a leader of this secessionist movement. Just because they have the word states in the name does not mean they are a hyper right-wing, anti-communist military. They are so far from that. It's like, my guy, maybe you should play the game you're trying to create a playlist for, because Oh boy, Raleigh Clay and Sam Blackwell would be very upset if they thought you were if they thought that you thought that their movement was about killing communists. That's so good. That is so good. This is amazing. This is my favorite Lego set I think I've ever built, and that includes the Viper Droid. I love that Viper Droid, but this, so little people get Fallout. Yeah, like the amount of people who unironically think that Liberty Prime is a good thing. Like, I'm sorry, Liberty Prime? The giant killer robot the US Army built to throw nuclear bombs like a football, and you think that's the coolest thing ever? Like, I will admit, a giant robot that throws nukes is very cool. Good for society? Definitely not. How much have you built? You mean Lego in general? So much Lego. I have a whole 2 bins of it over there, and that's just the stuff I was able to take from my parents' house. I've been building Lego since before I can remember. Lego and I have a long and storied history with each other. I love this Lego set. It's so high quality. It is. It's sturdy. It's sleek. It's elegant in its simplicity. And it's so perfectly scaled. Sorry, I just can't. I love it when they get the scale right. It's so perfectly scaled to the minifigures. It's the coolest thing in the world because it's so yucking dumb. Liberty Prime, right? Yeah, absolutely. Like, but people will like post about it like democracy is non-negotiable. Like it's like that should actually be your political stance. And I'm like, that's the opposite of democracy. That's the whole point of Liberty Prime, is that the things he says are jingoistic dogma designed to sound good while justifying the mass murder that this robot is doing. Oh boy, I got into an argument with somebody on the Rad King Discord once about the Brotherhood of Steel. And, like, I'm not saying the Brotherhood of Steel is all bad. I don't think they are. But the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4 definitely is. Bunch of fascists is what they are. Oh, I hope that wasn't you, Lenora. Was it you that I got into that argument with? That'd be very funny. There we go. So good. Let's be real. House was just kind of winging it with Prime. I always forget that House was involved there. Also, oops, this is supposed to be both of the wings I'm building here, so I gotta redo another one of these. His heart was not in it. No, he was doing it to distract from the fact he was planning for his post-nuclear utopia. I hope Lego continues in its ethos of making expensive, high-quality sets targeted at adults, alongside its less expensive sets targeted at children. I agree, and I think they need to be more conscious of the ones aimed at children and the budget buyer. Because lately, a lot of the coolest stuff they've been putting out has been exclusively targeted at the very rich, wealthy adults who got into Lego during COVID. And it's a little alarming to me because so many of these things are completely out of any price range I could ever hope to attain. I just could never buy some of these sets that they're putting out there. I have a tattoo with a Brotherhood of Steel logo on my upper arm. That's awesome. You got any tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos. I've often thought about getting tattoos, but never actually found an idea for one that I have liked enough to want to put on my body. Someday, maybe. That would be really cool. but I've never pulled the trigger on it before. That's really, really cool. That's awesome. My favorite Brotherhood of Steel is the Fallout 1 Brotherhood of Steel. They're the coolest. Just such a unique, interesting idea of a faction, where it's like, what if we did the ancient monks of the Dark Ages, threw in some Knights Templar, and then made them tech geniuses? Like, what a great concept for a faction. Love it so much. And then, yeah, I dug the Fallout 3 Brotherhood. I haven't actually played all of Fallout 3, never gotten through it before. They were such a sad faction in New Vegas. So depressing to see where they'd sort of slumped to. I love Veronica, though. She's amazing. And, what would you consider getting? That's a tough one. That's a very tough one. I've often thought about getting a Star Trek tattoo. Specifically, I had once wanted, when I was younger, I'd had the idea to get a comm badge, like they wear on TNG and DS9, tattooed on my chest where the comm badges are on the show. But then I got a little older and I got a lot of chest hair. And I realized that it would either be impossible to see or just would look really, really gross if I had a comm badge with a bunch of little stringy hairs coming out of it. I hate that they are so different with each game. Yeah, and I like how they're different when there's a long gap between games, or if there's like a really good reason for them to be different. But I agree. I think it's really, especially between 3 and 4, that jump was such whiplash. They went from making them this like really, really good guy faction in Fallout 3 to the point that it was almost comedic how like knight in shining armor they were. Which again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that take on them. I just think it was so different and unlike what we'd seen in Fallout 2 and Fallout 1. And then when people got really, really mad about it, they did the Disney thing, where they completely overreacted and overcorrected the other way. And they took the Brotherhood and turned them into this, like, terrifying fascist dictatorship that wants to genocide all the ghouls and mutants. And if you've even looked at a ghoul the wrong way, you're not allowed in our Brotherhood. No siree. We're going to ask you if you've ever had sex with a ghoul before we let you in our organization. And it's like, it's so gross. Oh, I didn't like the Brotherhood in Fallout 4. But that was just me. Again, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to what they can like, what they can't. That's just my opinions. Please forgive my sometimes poorly thought out opinions. What's your favorite take on the Brotherhood, Bandit? But yeah, if more of the Lego sets come out looking like this, Fisk, 100%, this is the kind of set I like. Like, it's a little pricey for what you're getting, but compared to some of their like black box stuff, this is very cheap. And it's extremely cheap because Runaway was ever so kind as to buy it for me. So I couldn't have afforded this myself. So once again, it's thanks to the generosity of my friends and my viewers that I'm able to do any of these fun things. Okay. So now we flip them over. There we go. To be fair, those two versions of the Brotherhood feel like the end game. They can't just be scavengers forever. They either truly become raiders, dictators, or saviors. Not really the word I want, but you kind of get me. Yes, I do get you. And again, I totally bought the Fallout 3 change, especially because they went into detail about why they changed, and the fact that they changed as a result of one man's philosophy and in response to an ever-changing situation as they made their way across America. And then they were like disowned by the people back home because they went against the doctrine or whatever, the codex, the chain that binds. They disobeyed, and so they were exiled. It made total sense to me in Fallout 3, especially since it was so far after Fallout 2. Like, it was like 50 years or something after Fallout 2. I don't remember the timeline exactly. Just a lot of time had passed, basically. I did not buy the sudden backspring into fascism that they did in Fallout 4, though. If it had been the faction from California, sure, absolutely, I would buy, say, Father Elijah. If Father Elijah from New Vegas had gotten his hands on an airship, that's exactly what the Brotherhood would have turned into from out west. But the Brotherhood in the east, which was all about, like, helping people and purifying the water supply and, like, making sure that the little people in the Commonwealth are looked after and protected, suddenly they turn into this techno-fascist monster out to, like, ruin people's lives and kill people en masse. Like, ugh. No, I did not think that was as justified. Especially in such a short time frame. But, you know, that said, politics changes very quickly in the real world too, so maybe I'm just talking out my ass. Hi, Symbol, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. We're building a time bomb, and it looks amazing. How do you feel about the 76 thing with Brothers of Steel? Weirdly, I ended up siding with Shin. You know what? That's not weird at all, because I also wound up siding with Shin. I hate Shin so much, and I still sided with him because of the bullshit they pulled at the very end with Romani. I don't want to go into spoilers, but Paladin Romani made the biggest blunder and the worst argument at the end of that campaign. Like, no, I could not have supported that at all, what she wanted. So even though all the way through I was on Romani's side, at the end I did side with Shin as well. I know! Look at it!
It looks really
It's coming along! We're on the
it's
final
a really
one.
interesting size.
It's the perfect size, because look,
Yeah, like it's proportional to the minifig.
they're so proportional to each other. It's amazing.
We're gonna have the nieces over.
Oh, I'm bringing it over the next time we hang out, absolutely.
I'm gonna go turning.
Yep.
So whenever you're done, I'll connect.
You betcha.
But I'm glad you're having so much fun.
Oh yeah,
And it
absolutely.
sounds like a good time.
Absolutely.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.
Dr. Delta! Damn, I just joined and the first thing I heard was ruin people's lives and kill people en masse. We're talking about Fallout and the Brotherhood of Steel. Welcome to the stream, Delta! Oh, Delta. Speaking of which, in my ongoing quest to blunder my way through this whole streaming thing, the legacy rewards that Stream Elements does is apparently only through Twitch. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, I also feel it's the more canon ending because they can just hang there or move back to California and nothing really changes. Yeah, agreed. I do like the idea of the expeditionary force being its own thing, though, at the same time. Sort of separate and isolated, in the same way that the Chicago Brotherhood kind of was in Tactics, which I know is no longer canon, but it's still very cool. It's looking pretty good. It's looking so good. I love it. Incidentally, there's an NPC. There's not NPC. There's a character in my radio show who's part of the expeditionary force that I have written in for myself, and she will continue to be a long-running and hopefully very interesting feature of the radio show going forward, which, if y'all haven't seen any of the YouTube shorts I've made that sort of further flesh out the canon of Free States Radio, I'm just saying there's some lore in there that's kind of juicy. Some mysterious things going on there. I'm sorry to plug myself so heavily again, but I'm really excited about it. I have all kinds of ideas for the radio show and where to take the story, depending on how big we can make it. Also, stay tuned to the Discord, folks, because I'm going to start recruitment efforts, because I need to make a Fashnacht parade for my new video. But again, I kind of explained this like a week or so ago, but I want to do a Fashnacht video for February, but the Fashnacht event doesn't start until late February. So I wouldn't be able to actually do a parade for the video footage in time for the release of the video. So if anyone is on PC and wants to participate in a Fashnacht parade, if you own 76 or Game Pass, I'm going to be doing recruitment very soon. So please hit me up in the Discord. I only watched the main long ones. Gotta check them out. Oh, yeah, well, they're very short. They're like less than a minute. There's actually a whole playlist on my YouTube channel. There's a whole playlist on my YouTube channel about, what do you call it? With all the important shorts, not just the ones I've made that are clips of the main videos. Those are separate. They're just under the shorts tab. But if you want the storyline videos, they're all in a playlist on my channel, which you can find under the playlist tab just up there. Or I guess if you're at my channel, it's just up there. What's that about cold sucking? I love the cold, and that it's dark by 5 p.m. I live in Canada, so cold and I are not friends. The loyalty system page on Stream Elements has a button to connect to YouTube, but I'm not sure if it does anything yet. Yeah, see, and I've looked on tutorials online, and there's an entire section that you have access to on Twitch that you don't on YouTube. So I don't really know what's going on there. I will hopefully be able to dig into it in the coming days when I have more time. Today was a very busy day for us. I did a whole lot of errand running and sort of running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But hopefully come February, I'll have more time to look into that stuff once my video is up and running. Up off the ground, I should say. I haven't done any recording. I've barely done any of the writing. I gotta get on it because I only have 2 weeks left. After the December, the Christmas special, January double hitter within like a week of each other, I got very burnt out and I needed a break. So I took a much needed break, but now I'm running behind. So I gotta get this YouTube video off the ground before I get too in the weeds with this loyalty program stuff. Oh. Oh! Oh, I thought I missed something. I did not. I did not. I know what I'm doing. It's fine. All fine. It's all good. I'm in the north of Argentina and it is so hot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a different change of pace here. Do you do Celsius in Argentina? Because the coldest we've gotten this winter was, I think, negative 47 Celsius with the wind chill. So cold and I have a different relationship than a lot of people do. I despise the winter. Today it was like not bad. It was only like -6. And if winter was always -6, we could be friends. We could get along with each other, Winter and I. But me, I'm looking forward to burning old man Winter to the ground. There we go. Ooh. Bring me the cold, I'll stay in recording games. Fantastic. Funny thing is, no matter how cold it gets outside, this room stays warm as hell because we are built, our apartment is built on top of the boiler room. So the heater that powers this entire building and keeps everyone from freezing to death also funnels all of its excess heat straight up into our games room. It's terrible. So that's why I have the window cracked, even though it's the middle of winter. 2. We're so close, friends. Oh, thank you for joining the Discord. That's good because we do polls and stuff. We haven't done any this week, but in future we do polls on different games, different activities we might do. We paint miniatures. We do all kinds of stuff here. And if you want your voice heard and to be able to vote on those kind of things, I very much encourage you to check it out on the Discord. Thank you for joining. I will definitely be doing all of my sort of rallying there for the whole Fashnacht thing. Are you on PC or are you on a different platform? Got a Badoop. Something's Badooping in my ears. That might be you in the Discord. Don't know why I turned into the Penguin from the 60s Batman, but here we are. There we go. Bing, bang. Oh, I missed 2 pieces. PC, nice. Well, if you want to participate in the Fashnacht parade, let me know. It'll probably be during one of my live streams. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Wait, one goes on the top and the other one goes on the bottom. Was I supposed to make these 4 times? No, okay, we're good. Oh, I see. They're just... These 2 mirror each other. What's the ones that don't? Oh, that's... Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Because initially, I saw that this was a free hinge, and I was like, oh, no. Because I much prefer the ratchet hinges for TIE fighters, so that you can get the angle just right. But they've actually built it so that the furthest you can push it is the exact right angle. Good job, Lego! What an elegant design! This is fantastic. Let me just check what's going on here. What's going on here? Hey! Bandit Lanura! Hey! Steak smoked hickory. Welcome. That's a good one, too. Welcome to you both. Fantastic. Thank you for joining. It's awesome to have you here. Where are we? Where'd I put my PDF? There it is. Okay. The final 2 wings, and then there's just a little sub-build to make. There we go. 1, 2. Hello, Fat Harold. Welcome to the stream. I saw that you subscribed, but I don't think we've seen you here before, unless you had a different name when we were on Twitch, in which case, just let me know what that username was. But if not, welcome. I'm Hammy, aka Hamlet, aka Jacob. We're a variety stream here on the old YouTubes. I almost said Twitch, but we left Twitch. We said sayonara, Twitch. I'm out of here. See? I got nothing more to say to you. See, Twitch? Yeah, we're here now. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. We're building a TIE bomber. It's going swimmingly. Not literally, though. Although I think conceivably they probably could go underwater. I've seen lots of Star Wars ships go underwater before. Don't see why TIE fighters would be that much different. Wonder if Paramount will partner with Lego now that some of their new shows are taking off. I would bankrupt myself buying Lego Star Trek sets. Yeah, they have some deal with some, I think they're in Germany. a German company, I believe, makes Lego. I used to call them Fago, like fake Lego, but basically, I don't remember what this one is. It's not Mega Bloks, but it's like Mega Bloks, where they're Lego compatible, but it's not Lego. And they have officially licensed Star Trek ones, and they're beautifully done, but I can't afford the import fees. Heard about you through another Fallout YouTuber and watched the first radio broadcast. Love the music and the tour of the FSR building. Thank you. Yeah, the FSR building has had a bit of a rough go of it. I don't know if you saw our Christmas special, but it got nuked. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we're working on the February one right now. So stay tuned for some Fashnacht and Valentine's shenanigans. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for swinging by. It's nice to have you in the stream. You'll find that the IRL Hammy and the in-game Hammy share a lot of similarities in their strange opinions and obnoxiously outspoken nature at times. And for that, I apologize. You missed our giant rant about Star Wars. Or maybe you were lurking. I don't know. I shouldn't assume you weren't there. Maybe you were. But yeah, Dr. Delta, I don't know the exact brand of it, but I know they have Star Trek Lego out there. But I would love for an actual Lego partnership, because I've never found a third-party brick that feels as good as Lego does. Also, was that Rad King you heard about me through? Because, gosh, man, it was so nice of Rad King to give me that shout out. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how kind that was. Rad King's amazing. Some of the best Fallout content on YouTube. I love him. He's so funny, so interesting, and he does such good research. His video about the bandits the other day was awesome. Gonna record now. Have a good night. Let's hope the end of the world don't happen while in the stream. Oh, let's hope not. Oh my God, let's hope not. Why did something happen that I didn't hear about in the news? Is there a nuclear crisis that I was not aware of? Apart from the one that has been looming for years. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Bandit. Have fun recording. I hope your videos, your whatever video you're working on now goes well for you. Take care. We'll talk to you really soon. I used to save money by getting knockoff Star Wars sets from Chinese companies that skirted copyright laws. My favorite brand name was Le Pen. Or Lepin. I guess I shouldn't francisize it just because it looks French to me. This is so good. What a great set. Oh my goodness. I am sad it's almost done, because we're gonna have to spend the last part of the stream building the dinky little missile mover that this set comes with. I kind of wish they didn't put in those little side builds. If it would knock like $10 off the price to just not have them, you know? But, you know, I'd add some play value for the kiddies, so. I'm sure as a child I would have disagreed, because the idea of playing the act of loading the bombs into the bomber would have been really fun as a child. Okay, but in all honesty, did something happen? Because the let's hope the end of the world doesn't happen statement got me a little nervous, and I have not been online today. All the online stuff I have been doing today has been in preparation for today's stream. So if some kind of world-shaking event occurred while I was busy today, I'm a little nervous. Yeah, it was Rad King. Kind of charming that he talks like a child of Adam. Yes, I know. No more Free States Radio spoilers. Button my lips. I'll button my lips, throw away the key. Don't worry. No more spoilers. No more spoilers. I'm sorry. But yeah, do get caught up. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you just enjoy listening to them while you play, because that's the big thing. I mostly want people to be able to have some new radio jams to listen to while they play the game. That was my goal from the start, was just to make sure that we had some more, you know, diversification of the music that was available in canon of Fallout 76. Because, you know, you can throw on all the old stations from New Vegas or whatever, but it's not, it sort of ruins the immersion when you're listening to Three Dog, when Three Dog won't be born for another 100 years or so, you know? Oh my. It's beautiful. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so good. The swooshability. Oh, what a perfect Lego set. Oh, it's so beautiful. Gotta reenact the scene in The Last Jedi where the bombs fall out of the bomber in a zero-gravity space battle. Hey, again I maintain they had gravity when they left the ship because there was artificial gravity in the ship. It makes perfect sense they would be propelled downwards and their inertia would continue. That's another thing you missed. I am 100% a Last Jedi apologist, so I know a lot of people disagree with me on that one. Some of my best friends disagree with me on that one. But that's a hill I will die on. I love The Last Jedi. Oh no. Oh no. Also, physics and Star Wars. Star Wars and physics have never been friends. The fact you can actually hear the explosions in Star Wars, for example. That's the whole thing. Oh, I thought I was making this twice. I'm not. I'm not making it twice anymore. We're done the twice thing. We're building a dinky little space cart now. Go. Why am I singing Indiana Jones? That don't make no sense. Gray piece. I need the hinge. There it is. There it is. Yep. They just use gravity. Yes, because a spaceship does not have rails to launch explosives out of a specifically designed ship. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You can see the little rails that they're on, and I think in the visual dictionary they went on to say, like, yeah, that's like a railgun system that is meant to magnetically propel them out of the ship. I'm like, that makes sense to me. There's a time and a place for scientific realism in science fiction, and I don't think Star Wars is that place or time. If I'm looking for closer to realism, I'll watch The Expanse. Now there's a show. Oh, we lost our Expanse counter. That's the one thing. Oh no, this is the targeting module. Oh, I forgot about the targeting module. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's amazing. Oh, it's so good. Oh, that looks so great. Look at this. Look at this targeting module underneath it. It's fantastic. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. I love it. Love it so much. Oh, and now we're building the bombs. Bombs away. 2. I think we're gonna have a few extra bombs, which is very smart. You're giving this to children. They're going to lose them. They're going to fall down the register or something into the furnace. Amount of toys. I had a Romulan action figure when I was a kid. And that Romulan had a disruptor. Little hand pistol disruptor. My favorite part of the toy was that Romulan disruptor. And I lost it down the vent in the furnace. And I cried. I cried and my heart still hurts because we couldn't reach it. We couldn't get it back. It was just gone. There's no getting it back. It was just a catastrophe for small, young Hammy. Little baby boy. There we go. Locked and loaded. And then what you do is you push them down. This. Pew, 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 pew. That's actually really fun. I don't really like the flick fire missiles, but this makes perfect sense because you're not flicking them, you're pushing them down to drop the bomb. You're letting gravity do the work. You don't have to hurt your finger trying to flick fire a missile. That's great. That is a little jank. I wonder if there's a way I could cover that. Like a little 4x4 square I could put on there or something. I'm gonna borrow this from the Gonch. See that? There's Aurebesh on the back. Oh, I wonder what that says. Oh, it's on both sides too. I wonder what that says. Okay, what if I do this? Okay, well it just sits on the top there. So that's good for display that you could do that, but I'm sure there's a way you could patch it up so it didn't look quite so obvious that there was a toy element there. But again, it is a toy, fundamentally, so what are you complaining about, Hammy? Quit your whining. Quit your whining, boy! Now we're going to be building... Oh yeah. There's the stud shooter lasers in the front here. Technically, this would be the concussion torpedo launcher. Nice. Up. In you go. In you go. Eh! Where'd it go? There it is. It's a little awkward to load. A little awkward to load. There we go. So then we go. Pew! Pew! Oh, that's fun. That's very fun. Wow. I am in awe. This is better than I ever hoped it would be. It is beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna build a little hover sled thing. Guess it would be a repulsor lift. Terms are... There we go. Two. Four. And like, if you were building a whole like hangar bay set, this would be a really nice thing to just have to populate it. If you were setting all your TIE fighters out, you just had this milling around next to them. It'd be a very cute thing. You'll see when it's done. When it's all finished, when it's all said and done. This, that, and the other thing. But it is a little, adds a little extra flavor, which is important. I just think I could do without it. It's not the type of thing that's for me, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be for me. Center of the universe, god damn it. There. Yellow. Yellow. Flip it upside down, stick that on. And that, and that. There we go. And this. Oh, that's cute. It goes on the front like that. And you'll load it up with some missiles. Oh, that's actually really well designed, the way they just sort of slot in there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And it's done! Although the fact they have Admiral Sloan... What's her name? Vice Admiral. She's just a Vice Admiral. So that's fine. I guess vice admirals can drive the bombs to the ship. Get her to do the manual labor. I guess it's better than getting Vader to do it, right? And a lot of extra pieces, including a lot of extra shooty bits, which is, again, very good. More knickknacks to add to my coffee mug. And we're going to take our little pilot. I love it when they include an extra blaster. That's always a nice touch. The little pilot. Open it up. Seat him inside. Ooh, his head just like barely fits. You got a big fat head there, pilot. And it's done. I am in awe. This is everything I ever dreamed a Lego TIE bomber would. Why is Vader piloting a bomber? Oh, what the fuck was that typo? Yeah, it's got a little gonk droid, isn't it great? He's a little Imperial gonk droid. It's so cute. Technically Vader doesn't pilot it. He just came with the set because I think they needed another figure. I appreciate the addition. I didn't have one of the new Vaders. But I think like an Imperial technician would have been a good choice. Oh, I have this upside down. Would have been a good choice to include with this set in particular, because it comes with a little technician's vehicle. And again, I'm sorry, but this Vice Admiral should not be the one driving the little bomb cart. Gonk. Gonk. Hey, Gonk Droid, I've got a pistol for you to smuggle. He's with the Resistance. He's with the Rebellion. Nope, never mind. He can't fit. He can't fit it in there. And he's got too much... Not enough empty space in his brain. Oh, wow. And so when we set these next to each other, it's the perfect size. It's exactly to scale. Helmet shaming sounds like a line from the yet-to-be-released Spaceballs 2. It is complete! It's finished! It's all done! And it's beautiful! Thank you, Runaway! I am so overjoyed. It's the perfect Lego set. I've never seen something so beautiful out of a Lego set. I thought this TIE Fighter was perfect. And it is. It is, for what it is, it's very perfect. But this is next level. The tricks they used to make this look as sleek and good as it is, while still being the right size for a TIE Fighter, is amazing! Hammy's helmet phobic. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to helmet shame. All helmets are beautiful, okay? Just some are differently shaped, and some have trouble fitting into cockpits. And that's okay. They're just different. They need to be accommodated in their own way. It was rude of me to be a dick about it, and I'm sorry. It's time I make a YouTube apology video where I say how really this was society's fault, not mine. And if you were offended, then I apologize. Ugh. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Blair. Sorry. Sorry. I'm waking my wife up. And it's almost 10, so we should probably call it a night there. Just in time, we finished it. Our beautiful. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. Sorry, Blair. Ain't happening soon. Yeah, I'm far too loud. I'm so sorry to everyone. And just, like, even the way the cockpit window is more compressed and smaller and harder to see through makes it so much more claustrophobic when you're sitting inside one. And they nailed it. It's exactly the right sizes. I love it. I'll be right there, dear, to kiss you goodnight. I love you. She can't hear me because she's not watching the stream, I doubt. I guess she'd have to be if she's commenting. But we're going to be back tomorrow, folks. We're going to be doing one of two things. One is painting something. If we decide that's what we're doing, I will put a poll into the Discord. It's either going to be a miniature or a landscape, which is a whole new thing for me. I got these little tiny little canvases at the dollar store. I want to try my hand at painting a landscape, either tomorrow or on a future stream someday soon. I was under the impression that the bomber was bigger, but okay, it's bigger than the TIE fighter in terms of its like overall size, but the cockpits are exactly the right scale for each other. And in my mind, when you look at these two, I'm showing the other camera. When you look at these two side by side, it is bigger, significantly bigger, but it's to scale with the figures, which is the important thing. I'm so pleased with it. It's just so gorgeous. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. What was I going to say? But yeah, so we're either going to be painting something, but if it turns out that, oh, that's cute. There's some cute sets here. This is the worst Star Wars Lego set that's ever been made. It's just a big gray platform. It's terrible. And it's like $70 Canadian. Absurd. Bigger than that? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it looks right to me from my time in VR standing next to one. It looks right to me compared to the minifigs. But the other thing is, we might go cryptid hunting in Fallout instead, because I need to collect footage. Actually, not even cryptid hunting. That would be a later stream, because that's my March video, Cryptid Hunt, which is hilarious. I've been planning this March video since November. I was like, March is springtime, start a hunting season. We're going to go on a cryptid hunt. It's going to be great. And that's the theme for our Free States Radio of March. But then they announced that at the end of February is the new season of Fallout 76, and it's cryptid themed, and it all meshed. It's amazing. I couldn't believe it. But I need footage for the Fashionact video in February. So we might do another video capture stream where we go around in game and get some footage for my radio program. Because I'm very behind on it. I need to get on it. I'm still recovering from the double header this winter. Wow, what a perfect Lego set. So it's TBD. Keep an eye on the Discord. If there is a poll, it'll be there in the polls chat. And if you want to subscribe to the polls chat so you get notifications when a poll goes live, you can do it under the roles tab. But for now, we're going to call it a night. I'm going to go kiss my wife goodnight. And I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. If you can make it, that'd be lovely. If you can't, that's okay too. We're streaming every day this week, so I know it's a lot. It's a lot for me, I tell you. I know I'm on vacation, but this does feel like I'm working, baby. Good work, though. Work I enjoy, and I appreciate. And I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. This was wonderful. So good to build some Lego again. Thank you again, Runaway, for making this possible. See you tomorrow, folks. Remember to love yourselves and love each other between now and tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'm going to be very cross. Very cross. Love you, bye. I love you too, Fisk. Thank you. Take care. Stay warm. Treat each other well. Treat yourself better than ever. And talk to you very soon. Much love. See you next time.